Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. We're here at FC Kerbeck Aston Martin in Palmyra, New Jersey. Welcome to Shabby's Extras. Now, this is a 2024 Aston Martin DBX SUV. This is the base trim. Lunar white is the color. We have hand-stitched tan interior. But we've done the full review on the DBX for the 2023 model year on the Shabby's Rides main channel. There's been no changes for 2024, so we're going to do a shorter form review of this car with more driving for you to see how this high-end super SUV handles, drives, and what it's all about in 10 minutes or less. So let's dig in. Here's our base trim engine. It's a 4-liter twin turbocharged V8 engine mated to a 9-speed automatic transmission. 542 horsepower, 516 pound-feet of torque, MPGs 14 in the city, 20 on the highway, 16 combined. Super unleaded gas is the requirement, but it's a beautiful looking engine bay. Full side profile of this DBX. I think it's a good looking SUV. Ground up design from Aston Martin, didn't borrow it from anybody else. They made this all themselves and it drives incredibly, which we'll show you later. Suspension wise though, we're going to go front double wishbone suspension, multi-leak in the rear, 7.5 inches of ground clearance. Now we have 22-inch silver machined aluminum alloy wheels, 16.1-inch ventilated front rotors with the huge brake calipers in yellow with Aston Martin on the script. That's a 6-piston caliper. Tire size up front, we're going to go 285 40s up front. In the rear, we're going to have 15.3-inch ventilated rotors, the smaller brake caliper, but we're going to go 325/35 in the rear to get the power to the ground, all-wheel drive as well. The interior, we're going to look at all Oxford hand-stitched tan leather. We have our digital dash, infotainment screen, but that's an older one. That's some wired CarPlay, Android Auto, heated seats, heated dual climate, I should say, but we do not have a heated steering wheel. Down below we have a place to put your phone, but no wireless charging in this one. This is the base model. This is about as cheap as you can get them, and we'll go over the price in a second. In the rear, we do have rear heated seats, USB connectivity with rear climate. Again, all hand-stitched Aston Martin badge embossed into each headrest. And then we come to the back, and we do have an automatic lifting tailgate right here. We have air suspension as well in this thing, where we can lower it and raise it here if we're loading and unloading. Right here, I should say. And then we can drop the rear seats from back here, all hand-stitched leather. Looks beautiful. We're looking at 70 cubic feet of cargo space with the rear seats down, to give you an idea. It's got plenty of room in the back of this DBX SUV. And then we just pop it back down, and it drops down automatically. There you have it. And as well, we do have an electronic limited slip diff out back, if I didn't mention that. And of course, adaptive damping all 4 corners in this DBX. So this thing is all set and ready to rock and roll. So let's get this baby out on the road. All right, we are heading down the road in this 24 DBX base. We got $205,000 worth of DBX. That is the MSRP of this vehicle. And we do have good visibility. We have blind spot monitoring, cross traffic alert, all that jazz. We do have 360-degree view cameras in here, even though we have an older system in the DBX as far as our infotainment with wired CarPlay, Android Auto compatibility, but it isn't the greatest system, and that's something Aston Martin will need to address as we get going down the line here sooner than later. Now, they got their updated system in the DB12, and I'm hoping that that'll make its way into the DBX, because this is their best-selling vehicle. 50% of all Aston Martin sales in 2023 were the DBX SUV, and then all other models made up the other half. All right, turning radius is 20.35 feet in the DBX. and it is going to make it here on this fairly wide road, but it is fairly big. But you know what? You got 285s up front and 325s in the back with 22-inch wheels. So that ain't half bad as far as the turning radius goes with that kind of action. But this thing is planted to the ground. They've done an amazing job with their adaptive damping system in here, their air ride system in here. We're going to switch our drive modes. We have Terrain, Terrain Plus, Individual, GT, Sport, and Sport Plus that turns off all the nannies. And this car flies down the road. Absolutely flies down the road. We have a 7,000 RPM red line on the engine. Right now we're shifting manually with the paddles that are on the steering column, which I like a lot better. And this thing just takes off and goes. Now just imagine, they make the DBX 707 with almost 700 horsepower to the ground, and this thing is more than enough. So frankly, I don't know what you're going to use all that extra horsepower for in the 707 and pay an extra 50 grand. If you're in the market for this at 205, and you're going to get a discount because you never pay MSRP on an Aston Martin ever, you'll get a discount, probably going to be somewhere under 200,000 for this. This is a compelling buy if you're in that market at that price point. This 9-speed automatic shifts beautifully in this DBX. Now, they went twin turbo V8 because the DBX does run an AMG driveline. So we have a 4-liter twin turbo AMG engine with the AMG 9-speed automatic transmission. So that's how they're rocking in this DBX. And frankly, a lot of Aston Martin purists were like, oh, that's terrible. But for reliability purposes, it's a lot better than the older Aston Martin driveline that they had in the previous models, not the DBX. The DBX has always had this in. Its first year of production was 2021. But this thing just rides like it is on rails. And it's smooth. When you want to put it back into Grand Touring mode, and everything relaxes and it just smooths out in a beautiful, beautiful way. But when you want to put it into Sport Plus, turn off all the nannies, which is what Sport Plus does, and just rip it, this thing will rip it with the best of them. And the handling is out of control good, and it just stays so planted to the road. No, you know, we don't, you know, a lot of SUVs, you're going to get that body roll. There is just no body roll in this vehicle. And I know, I mean, they're using adaptive dampers. They're using the limited slip diff to help get power to the ground, and the adaptive dampers to help smooth things out. But they've done something with this chassis that it just stays so planted to the ground when you're ripping through the twisty bits, unlike any other SUV. And I've driven a Rolls-Royce Cullinan, I've driven a Bentley Bentayga, and this thing just, as far as driving dynamics, kills them. Absolutely kills them. So if you're looking for a pure driving experience, you're in this kind of market, you're a monetized buyer, and you want something that just drives like nothing else and is fantastic to drive, and you don't care about all the fancy updated technology and all the hand gesturing gimmicks and all that other stuff that some of the other brands puts forward, check out a DBX. Take it out, put it in Sport Plus, hoon it around, and I think you will fall in love with this vehicle like I have on this drive today. But I wanted to keep it shorter. I wanted to go over the mechanicals and the driving more than the tech in the interior, but let me know, what do you think about this DBX? Is this something, if you're in this kind of market, that you would want to buy, that you would want to rock down the road in? Or are you going to Porsche Cayenne Turbo, or are you going to go with Bentley or some other high-end brand? Let me know in the comments. But I do want to thank FC Kerbeck Aston Martin here in Palmyra for allowing Shabby's Extras access to this brand new 2024 DBX base for review today. I'd like to thank all of you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a like. Please also consider subscribing. Turn on that notification bell so you never miss another Shabby's Extras video. And I'll see all of you on the rebound. Take care, everyone.